Inbred, murderous, and downright evil human beings. That's the Murfree brood, a gang that ravages Roanoke Ridge and is feared by many. I guess they are also a family too. Not sure if every member of the gang is related, but I mean, just look at them. Players can encounter the gang when they go to Roanoke Ridge, with their hideout being in Beaver Hollow. For the first couple of times Arthur camps in Roanoke Ridge, some members of the brood will approach him at the site. The members will try to intimidate and persuade Arthur to not come back to the area.
Nice fire. Mind if I warm my bones? Y'all knew these was Murfree Hills. You should be careful where you're camping.
I can look after myself. Besides, it's a free country.
Free country? No. Everything bought and paid for. And we gonna protect what's ours. Y'all be careful where you wander. Come on, let's go. I think you got the message.
Go kill you next time.
There are a couple of storyline encounters that happen with the Murfree brood as well, with the first being a mission called That's Murfree Country. Within this mission, Dutch has Charles and Arthur go scout and clear out Beaver Hollow so that the gang can set camp up there. Arthur and Charles then make their way through the hollow, killing the members that they come across, and then finally set off an alarm, alerting everyone in the hollow. After this, you get into a huge shootout and fight with the remaining Murfrees until you kill every single last one of them, which results in the gang taking over Beaver Hollow. The pair then find a girl named Meredith that had been taken by the Murfree brood. She is seen behaving in an erratic manner, and I can't say I blame her. It's hard telling what all happened to her, as we know what the Murfrees are capable of. Arthur then takes her back to her mother in Annisburg. One cool thing to note that the wiki states is, if Arthur has high honor as he is bringing Meredith back to Annisburg, he can see Edith Downs, the wife of Thomas Downs, taking a client into her home. If, for some reason, you didn't know, Thomas Downs is the man that Arthur contracted TB from. The gang then sets up camp, and we all know what happens from there. Some more encounters happen as Arthur travels throughout Roanoke Ridge after taking Beaver Hollow. In one of these encounters, Arthur is traveling through Roanoke Ridge, and all of a sudden, a flaming car is pushed down a hill to block him. The Murfrees then jump out from behind rocks and trees and attack Arthur. The gang is still in effect even after the downfall of Beaver Hollow. The Red Dead Wiki states a large portion of the Murfree brood still exists by 1907, with seemingly little action made by local law enforcement against them over the years. Their largest presence is seen at Beaver Hollow, which they have since retaken after the Vanderlyn gang was forced to flee. They may attack John if he camps in the area or appear elsewhere, but these encounters seem to occur slightly less frequently. So the law enforcement may have never even tried to intervene with the Murfree brood. The encounters do seem to happen to John less frequently than they did to Arthur, so maybe there was a downshift in terms of presence of the brood. Nevertheless, they are still terrifying to come across. Some fairly interesting things that the wiki states are, Murfrees are unusually durable compared to the other human NPCs in the game, being observed surviving point-blank shotgun blasts and in some cases even headshots with lesser firearms. The Murfree brood frequently use volcanic pistols and double-barreled shotguns, making close quarters combat with them a very deadly prospect due to the damage they deal. Some groups of Murfrees have custom cattleman revolvers and double-barreled shotguns in blued steel with iron sights or trigger guards. They use a method called bluing, a passivation process in which steel is partially protected against rust using a black oxide coating. The Murfrees live in secluded areas and don't have money to buy gun oil to keep their weapons in good condition. The Murfree brood are quite similar to the Skinner brothers found in Tall Trees, West Elizabeth, and the Nightfolk found across Beaunois in Lemoyne, owing to all three gangs' extreme brutality, savagery, and them being more like a band of crazed serial killers than a gang of outlaws. The Murfree brood have a number of similarities to the Boone Helm, infamously known as the Kentucky Cannibal. Helm was known to be a troublesome individual who briefly ran a 6-man gang. Helm was notorious for robbing people and consuming their flesh and showing little to no remorse for his actions. They also draw parallels with the story of Sawney Bean, a Scottish man who was said to have been the leader of a 45-member clan in Scotland in the 16th century. The Bean clan lived in caves, reproduced via inbreeding, and robbed travelers and locals alike, and would dismember dismember and consume them. That's pretty much spot on with the Murfree brood. Like, they live in caves and they eat people, and yeah. Any horses originally in the possession of the Murfrees will be covered in various wounds and other signs of mistreatment, suggesting they either do not care for their animals or that their cruel actions extend to more than just people. As you can see, there is a horse with cuts and just lacerations all over it. It's awful. One of the known members of the group goes by the name of Walt Murfree. We know this because there is a note that the player can find that mentions his name. It's sort of a ransom note, I guess. The note states that if you want to see your old ma again, meet us on the road out of Butcher's. Bring 1 cooking pot, 2 bag grain, coffee, whatever else you got. No harm will come to you or old lady. Walt Murfree. As you can see, the amount of inbreeding has really ruined the brains of the Murfrees, with most not even being able to read or write, with Walt being an exception. I don't even think some of them can speak English, they just mumble words. Overall, the Murfree brood are a band of terrifying inbreds. Every encounter I've had with them in this game has been a creepy one. Every time I see or run into one, I kill them. Not sure if that's just me. They are different from every other gang in this game, as they are really only out to kill and ravage others. They don't seem to have any ideals in mind or any goals, just to scare and kill people.
Fix legends, this might be historical. I want to talk about some local legends, this isn't rhetorical. No backdoors needed, I just play it down my heart, so let's get started. First off, I want to talk about KromatiK. He had the gang bustin', he created this shit from nothing.